Good morning, people. Good morning, everyone. Hope you're all doing well. It is February 23rd. It is Friday. A short week has come to an end, and the markets just seem to only like the upside. It seems like uh, the market's favorite drug is AI, right? After we rallied yesterday pretty aggressively on the overnight session based on the NVIDIA earnings, right? And NVIDIA continues to pave the way. NVIDIA was down into that like 650, 660 area right before the earnings call, right? We closed it around like 675. It was down nearly 10% from that high. And then boom, the thing explodes back up, right? Up about 20% from the earnings call into the close of yesterday, close on a new high, just shy of 800 right now as things stay. We are about to open up at $800 again for NVIDIA. So with that, right, the general market continued to the upside. The S&P 500 made new all-time highs. The Nasdaq didn't, but it's really close to that. I think the Nasdaq futures all-time high is somewhere at 18,110 or something, and we're just below that area, right? So the NVIDIA CEO saw his first net wealth swell by $10 billion to $69.2 billion on Thursday, after a dizzying post-earnings rally that turned heads of nearly everyone everywhere, right? Everyone was looking at this. Everyone was watching AI names, chip names, right? Big tech names, all alike, to see how they would bode in reaction to what had happened. So the NVIDIA shares right now with the pre-market gap, we're up about nearly 20% to a new record high at $800 post-split, and it's nearing the $2 trillion valuation milestone, right? It's the third largest company now in the U.S. So the latest rally resulted in the biggest single session increase for the U.S. company in history, with NVIDIA adding $277 billion in market cap. So this puts it in perspective. The increase alone was larger than some of the biggest blue chip companies that we know very well, like Coca-Cola, for example. And the powerful advance also fueled the 14th record close on the S&P 500 in 2024 alone. 14th, right? Keep that in mind. We're at the end of the second month of the year. So NVIDIA skyrocketing nearly 60% this year alone. It now accounts for more than a quarter of the benchmark S&P increase year to date, and it's also helped put the stock on the radar of broad market investors and owners of index funds, not just NVIDIA direct shareholders. So what's the deal here? Why is it worth necessarily so much? Just like any revolution, the companies that stand to make the most money are the ones that provide the tools to achieve the transformation, not necessarily the ones to do it. So NVIDIA is providing the most advanced GPUs needed to power generative AI platforms and large language models being developed by big tech, and holds an estimated 80% share of the market amid demand that has been off the charts recently. So remember that each one of these chips is worth tens of thousands of dollars, and Silicon Valley cannot eat them up fast enough with plenty of cash to do so. So, but looking at this, right, can we see a continuation higher? We're on Friday, right? Friday generally has notorious just continuation to the upside. We'll see if that pans out. Last Friday was something the same, right? Very similar. It would be great to see some kind of market pullbacks before we continue this trend, and we'll take a look at some of the plans in terms of breaking down on the S&P 500 mainly, right? Maybe some other indices as to what areas would do well to hold to continue that upside momentum move. In some of the other news, right, it's set to be listed under the ticker symbol RDDT. Reddit has filed for an initial public offering on the New York Stock Exchange, and the social media platform disclosed that it generated $804 million in revenue in 2023, up around 21% from a year ago. So while its net loss narrowed to $90.8 million from $158 $0.6 million in 2022. Content on Reddit, which has over 73 million daily active users as of December 31st, has become particularly important for training artificial intelligence models. We believe that there is emerging opportunity in data licensing, noted the company, which just linked a content licensing deal with Google. So Reddit also projected its total addressable market globally from advertising, excluding China and Russia, to be $1.4 trillion by 2027. Big stuff. In terms of news today, we don't have too much realistically. I'm just looking at a few different things here that might shake things up. But generally speaking, markets are up. Nvidia is up very handsomely here. The S&P 500 continues its massive rally here. Let me just expand this. It continues this massive rally overnight. We held a very important level, the 50.93-ish. We can call it the low 90 with a decent bit of volume that accumulated over there. So the thing is, right, this is not updated for some reason. The thing is, we're looking for that expansionary move to swing us back higher. Maybe through this 5-1-10 and continue that upward momentum. Realistically, anything above the 50.93, 92 area would do well to actually sustain this kind of a bid. If we start moving back below it, we have the acceptance a little lower for price action to go and tag some of these other regions. One of the main areas is 50.67 to like 69 area. Anything under that, I think that we accept back into distributions lower and we can see that downward move. So 2 main points of buying realistically, as long as we can hold this low mid 90, right? I think that buyers are going to be pretty active there. Another area is going to be into this like higher 70, which is kind of intermediate, but if it does manage to pull back there, which is, it's a very significant drop, I don't necessarily see that happening. We're going to want to hold that out to spring things higher. Realistically, as these things settle, I just want to give it some time and let this thing kind of create some kind of movement, or maybe some kind of buy pressure, sell pressure to come out, so I can see where this thing really wants to go and what it wants to do from this. So there's not, like, the plan still stays to the bullish side. I'm still going to be bullish on this. I don't necessarily want to start shorting this until we start changing structure on the S&P. With the NASDAQ, Sierra charts, I had a lot of trouble with Sierra charts yesterday. You can see what this NASDAQ chart looks like. It doesn't look like anything, right? It's just like, it's incomplete. It's super incomplete. I had a lot of difficulties with that, so I spent like 3 hours yesterday and I still haven't figured it out. So NASDAQ, I'm going to take a look at it from a different perspective. Maybe we'll get some, we'll get some, we got a better breakdown of that when we open our live trading room, which is what we're going to do. We're going to welcome Fatty here and others. Maybe he can shed some light on this NASDAQ. So let me just do that, right? We'll be back in just a few moments here as that wraps up the morning breakdown of news. But like I said, on Fridays, what we're going to do is see if we can get you guys on board here for the session. So let me figure out what the hell's happening here. Reload and recalculate. Where is that option on this chart? Let's open up our live trading room here. Let's see if I can get in today. That'd be great. I think maybe one of the most annoying things is having technical difficulties while trying to figure this shit out. Oh my god, 1 second. Sorry, people. I'm trying to get into Zoom too. Yeah, shit. Who has forsaken me? Oh my god. Guess we have time until this market opens. Okay, I'm in Zoom now. Holy shit, things are happening. Nice, I think. Casey, I wouldn't say I'm much of a tech support. I feel like tech is having its way with me the last 2 days. No, I appreciate that, Brian. No worries. I think we're good for now. Hello, hello. What the hell? I thought I put Fatty on here. Maybe he's rejoining. Or maybe I didn't. Okay. Ah, shit. Holy shit, Fetty was fading my trades. How dare
Good
you?
morning.
Morning, Steven. How you doing?
Doing all right. Thought he was fading the trades.
I don't know. I keep trying to put this guy in, but like, is he kicking himself out or what's going on? It's like the third time it's the Zoom's telling me that Fatty is gonna rejoin as a panelist. Oh, there we go.
Here he is.
Good morning, guys. Morning, Boxy.
Good
Morning,
morning,
Vic.
Fatty.
Morning, Fatty. How you
How
doing?
are you guys doing? Good, brother. Awesome. You wanna hit record and stop screen share for Boxy, Vic?
Yeah. We'll record this. Oh, I was like, oh my god, where is it?
Recording in progress.
Alrighty. Well, good morning, gentlemen. Good morning, Barbara. Good morning, Trade Pro Academy. All market is interesting. It opened this morning about 20 cents lower than it opened yesterday, but yesterday was an up session. And the Globex overnight session was a down session. So we're kind of sort of back to where we were yesterday morning, having pushed up through the pit yesterday and pushed down through Globex today. So for that reason, we are down. The pivot is up at 78.16. It's bracketed by that high pit session that we had yesterday. R1 is sitting, S1 is sitting at 77.41, and we have pushed through it and come back to it, and we're now rotating it. So the VWAP's above at 77.60. It's above the open, which is in the 77.50s. So kind of an interesting Friday going on in the oil market at this moment. That said, there is no trend on. We worked our way down in the Globex for the most part until about 8:40, and then we got this bull run back to the VWAP, but we couldn't get above the VWAP, and now we're starting to make lower lows and lower highs again. So there isn't a trend on, and we are above the trend lines. So the best thing to do in these market conditions is to treat any trade as a fade. Smaller size, faster take profit, tighter stops. Probably scouting a short as the next best trade. I suppose if you want to just roulette it, you could toss on here and sell this because it looks like it's capped up and you'll be looking for a lower low. If you want to be conservative about it, go ahead and get your lower low and then let it retrace. And then when that retrace fails, you can drop a short on it. The idea is going to be to run it down here to this derivative down at the 76.90. If you're just feeling long and strong today, your best bet's to wait for the VWAP, break the VWAP to the upside, and then on the retrace you can get long. But there's nothing that tells me that this is going to get bullish until we're above the VWAP. So we'll watch it and trade it. You know what's up. Gentlemen, back to you.
Awesome, Boxy. Thank you, sir.
Cool stuff. Fatty, do you mind sharing yours?
Yeah,
Because
I'll share it.
I'll
That's
share the
okay.
screen after, no worries. I just don't have the
That's fine.
Nasdaq loaded.
Yeah, it's okay. I'll show it to you. Okay, guys, as far as the S&P, all-time highs, we keep chugging higher. Yesterday, the high was around like 66, 64. We break above and we continue 4 points higher. You guys can see the volume profile here. We're pretty much just trading within this value or this distribution between like the low end, which is sitting at between 92. You have a poor low over there. You have a single print around to 80. A pullback for today's session is like a pullback pretty much between like 92 and like 88. That's kind of the area that I'm targeting for today's session. A more aggressive level, considering that like they're kind of pushing above, kind of becomes the ledge of the volume profile, as well as the single print between 102 and 104. Kind of like this area right here. If you take a look at the DOM as well, you have a bunch of buying that accumulated into this region. So you have two areas pretty much to look for, which is 102 to 104, and below there 92 to about 88. Below there you really start to transition structurally to the downside, but you do have a big ledge and a lot of volume accumulator on the 76. Kind of becomes the last region that I would look for a bounce to the upside to try to get long into. So yeah, those are pretty much the plan is simple. Upside is the right side. We've kind of been bullish for a while now. Looking for a pullback to try to get on the extension. 102 to 104 first area, the most aggressive, and the second area, which is between 88 and 92. Below there, the last area really to look for the bounce become between like 74 and 76. And those are the three levels that I'm looking for S&P. As far as Nasdaq, let me just expand the chart of Nasdaq right here. You know, pretty much honestly, when you look at the volume profile, it's just same story, different asset. You take a look there, they have a distribution between 850, 860, that's the top, and the bottom end becomes around 800 to 810, as well as a single print around the 90. So between 790 and 800, 810, within a 20-point region, well, I use a 20-point on NASDAQ, so it kind of makes sense. That becomes like the main area to look for a pullback, in my opinion. A more aggressive level becomes around the 60 and a lot of volume around the 920 at the bottom here. So those are the three areas that I'm looking for on Nasdaq as well. We'll see how this market behaves. We'll have 160,000 on the daily volume. We barely have any news today. You know, just my advice is like just less our size and don't fade this. Trying to get on board. Probably gonna have to get more aggressive, honestly, and trade like the 100 or the 102 in the S&P to try to get long. Look at the pre-market. You know, you're pretty much trading like 115, 515. So I don't know if we'll pull all the way back to 90, but we'll keep an eye on it and we'll see how today shapes up. No news, 150,000 on the daily volume. Fridays are usually bullish rallies, so just looking for a pullback. And yeah, that's all I got.
Yeah, I tend to agree. I had a little long, like from last night into yesterday. That's what I was mentioning in the game plan that I posted with the what's it called? With the futures plan last night on Discord into that. Oh, geez, what am I doing? Hold on, everything's a mess right now. With that breakdown on Discord last night, that like low 90, mid 90 was the area to hold out, right? Like that's what we wanted to see. And that's kind of where I shot on the ES, but otherwise, like with the Nasdaq, I had a little short that like worked for a bit, but didn't I didn't flip long on Nasdaq. On Nasdaq, like we had what happened on Nasdaq is we had a lot of this chart's like useless right now. I don't know what's going on here. My Sierra is like in shambles. With Nasdaq, what we had was a accumulation of a lot of volume that sat at 0.80, 0.85 yesterday. If you watched the trade review that I posted last night, so now that we're well above that, right, we're trading, I think, a new all-time high, if I'm not mistaken. I'm actually not too sure what the exact all-time high on Nasdaq is, but into that that 110 area, I believe, was at least close to an all-time high. So now that we're above that 0.80, 0.85 is like the first region I'm going to be watching on Nas for those pullbacks. 0.50-ish, massive buyers accumulated there. I don't really want to see it much below there. I was considering even just flattening this ES and like maybe waiting for another pullback to find another entry on this, right? I just have one left anyways. That's some MES trying to run too. For those that are asking about VWAPs, or I don't have any VWAPs on my chart, but yeah. Yeah, I don't. But good morning, everyone. Welcome. Let's see. Today we have NASDAQ ATH is 121. Today we've got, I'm coming back to Sierra charts. Yesterday was a freaking hassle. Thanks, Brian, for helping me out with that, because like I spent hours and hours and hours. That's why I left the morning session yesterday, because like nothing happened. Or sorry, not nothing happened. I couldn't do anything.
Did you end up calling them, or what happened? How did you fix it?
Brian helped me out. I got Denali, like the data from it. Then I like deleted a bunch of shit, like almost reinstalled Sierra, But like it's still a bit sketchy. I have a new computer that I'm still setting up, so I'm just gonna transfer everything over to that. But it's yeah, like something I don't know what's going on because like some of the data doesn't load, some of the data does load. I have like the DOM, I have like a lot of the information that I need and it's working well, but like some things like Nasdaq, I don't really want to trade Nasdaq because like I'm not getting all the information from it. But like the DOMs and everything work fine. It's just that like I guess like this volume these volume profile charts are just like screwed. It's not like I need them to trade honestly, but it's not a bad visual to have. But the DOM's fine. Like DOM is the main thing that I use anyways. Trying to stare at this. Everything is good minus the volume profile chart.
Mm.
I know, right, Michael? Apparently I need information to make a trading decision. Who would have thought? Like this upgrade, man, Sierra just screwed me. This thing just running rampant. My good.
I know, man.
I kind of want to check it on those calls that I had. Those came in from like literally death. Like they're not as high as they were yesterday, but they're still pretty high. Like on the 21st, whenever that what was that Wednesday? Like the low of the move was 75 cents a contract and I bought them for 270. Like they were just like pure YOLOs to see what happened. Yesterday they trade as high as 25 bucks a contract. I was like, "Oh my god."
Wow.
I mistimed them and I didn't buy enough. Well, I guess that's what that means. I just didn't buy enough time on those. Like I like those calls. I just wanted to um I wanted to buy more time on them on those SPX calls, like the ones that are left expired today. But like actually I don't even think they're in the money. Are they in the money? Let me check. Because I don't know what the pricing on SPX is freaking different. Yeah, okay, they're in the money, never mind. They went in the money yesterday. This is my first time I've ever had an issue with Sierra. No, it's not my first, but like they're rare. Like this is the first time that I've had to spend like hours like solving frickin' riddles. Like I don't know. I think Sierra is a good platform. I think it's just like a little complicated, but they have like really great tools. I was talking to someone about that yesterday in terms of like other alternatives. Um, And like the other alternatives, they don't necessarily have the things that I want. Well, they have pretty much everything. It's just I want these like specific volume profile charts that like I haven't seen anywhere else. Michael, you never close here. Honestly, yeah. With this new computer, I might just do the same to be honest. Jigsaw is sick, honestly. Like I really like the Jigsaw DOM. Like I used to have a Jigsaw DOM as well and traded through it, but like I don't really know how the remainder of the platform works. I know a lot of people use the Jigsaw DOM and then just have like charts from Sierra Chart. Sierra has like you can literally do anything with Sierra. It is a pain in the ass, but it's a sick platform all in all. The thing with Quant Tower like is very simple, which is very nice. It's a very clean look. It's sexy, but like it doesn't have like a lot of the order flow stuff, and it doesn't have like some of the charts that I like either. It's really good for like, let's say like a footprint or like deltas, but like the DOM on Quant Tower is kind of shitty, to be honest. The profiles are like mid as well, but it's a nice like starter platform maybe, because I think it is free with like AMP futures, and it's like super clean. Like someone needs to make that type of um, program that has, I think, like a good like DOM interface and like a good like volume profile interface. Then everything else is kind of just like whatever.
There's the open.
There it is indeed. Nas pulling down a little here. I guess a bit of time. We've rallied like another leg to the upside on the overnight session, so like maybe some pullback profit taking. Could be an order here. Or we just continue higher. I don't know. I'd be watching like, I guess even like prior highs, you start getting into the 105 area from yesterday. Looks pretty interesting. Nas just shy of a new all-time high, if I'm not mistaken, on that leg higher.
Wow, look at the upside.
Gigabid. I gotta take this off. And just see if I can trail this. Fatty, man, I'm surprised that you haven't taken advantage more of the overnight trading.
I know. I know. I've been busy. Honestly, it's not as easy as you think right now. Things need to settle down. The first month is hectic.
What do you mean? What's more important than trading? Just leave everything behind. Let them fend for themselves. You have to be glued to the computer. Never leave. The monitor's your best friend.
Right.
So I post those levels and breakdowns and trade plans for the European session as well, because there's great opportunity. Like you can find really good entries on the overnight that can just like swing into the day session. Like I have no interest in trying to short any of this. Like I'd rather see what kind of pullbacks kind of ensue here for positioning. Might just do the classic, open up some nonsense calls on Nvidia and SMCI. Last Friday I opened a call on SMCI, just got absolutely nuked, so I had to buy SPX calls, and that worked out well. Nvidia 809, Jesus, what the fuck? NASDAQ 110, a lot of volume. Yeah, like Will Laurent said, between 3 and 4 a.m. Eastern is a frickin' sweet spot. That's like 10, 11 a.m. for you and I, Fetty. So I do usually wake up and do some activity, loafed around, hit the computer by like 9:30. See if there's any entries. Throw some shit on, put a stop, let it go. What is really happening right now? It just keeps plugging away at new highs. Like if you didn't just blindly buy the open, you're not positioned right now, which is totally fine, I think. Like with Nas, maybe there's a little more volatility to be had on these like kind of abrupt like little baby pullbacks. Like if I look at the Nas Dom, we have like massive deltas that stick out between the 119, 112, 107. So like 110ish, right? 110ish, 115ish on Nas, kind of far away right now, becomes a nice area to look for the longs. Laurent, why are you always in Romania? Oh wow. Do you speak Romanian? What's the... You'll be closer to me, I guess. I don't know. Not at all. Romanian, I don't know. Kind of like Italian. Not that I understand any of it, but... I know a few Romanians that understand Italian pretty well. I might just flatten this ES, honestly, because there's a decent bit of positive delta shaping up into the 5120 area. Like you can see like 900, some like big sellers are trying to offer here. I'm not saying start fading this right now, but I'd be more inclined to wait for some kind of pullback. Like if I flatten into these highs, into these 118s, I think I'm okay with that. At that NASDAQ, I'm just waiting to see if this thing pulls down any significant amount. Space Monkey's Italian. Do you understand Romanian? Laurent made his millions, now he's moving to Romania to live a simple life. Oh, your dad's Romanian, Michael? What the hell? What? Laurent, I'm so curious. Why'd you choose Romania? You don't have to tell me, but if you want to tell me. Waiting for a buyer to come in. Pull back, please. Yeah, fair. Fair enough, Laurent. Do you see that huge buyer in ES yesterday near the lows? Could you do a video of that? Where was that big buyer yesterday into the lows? Like the like 70 or whatever the hell it was on the ES.
was like they held 68 for quite a while, and I think it dipped below for a bit. If I'm not mistaken.
There was a big buyer. I see one at 55 here. Like, keep in mind, yesterday I missed the open because like there was a big buyer at 55. There was another big buyer at 68. I missed the open yesterday because like I didn't have Sierra chart, so I didn't. If you're talking about the 55 buyer, I didn't see them, but I saw some buyers later on.
Are those like dots on your chart? Like they represent big buyers?
Yeah, like big buyers are big sellers, like that coming at
It's
once.
like a visual heat map. That's when they trade.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's nice.
Yeah, someone. You guys are saying there was 3,000 at 55. Yeah, Michael said 55 as well. Okay, they were asking about 68. I guess 55 and 68 probably both had big buyers.
You tried that long from 68 to yesterday, right?
Yeah, man, I held it. I held it up into 105.
Nice. Oh, that's the same long. I thought you reinitiated and.
No, I did on the
nice,
overnight.
nice.
I did on the
You did
overnight
on
a
the
new
overnight?
long. Yeah, because like the other one,
Nice.
like I got taken out, I think, on a pull, or I just flattened it before the session ended. I should have just been getting long the frickin' Nasdaq, honestly. Yesterday I faded the Nasdaq at 975 for like 30, 40 points. I was like, wow, amazing. And then it rips like another 100. I'm like, ah, shit. I'm still like no trades, like nothing. Like we've
there's
opened,
nothing here.
yeah, we've just been rotating 20, and then Nasdaq trying to pull down. On Nasdaq, I'm waiting a little lower. Between 110 and 115 on Nas is interesting to me for the hold of that level. What is this? S&P has not budged from this high. Nasdaq's creating a lot of volume around that like 125. S&P new highs. I'm like half tempted to buy the Nasdaq a little higher than I want it. Yeah, Laura, let me just go back in time and buy that 18,000. Tiny long 8. Michael, tiny long 18. Is that ES?
Yeah, probably. I was rotating between 18 and 22, like pretty much a breakout trade. I thought about it too, honestly. If you tried it, it's good. Just, I want to wait, man. I don't want to, do unnecessary trading.
Nasdaq's into an area I like. I'm gonna try some long.
Okay. 120.
117 I filled here. I might fill at 110 if it comes back down. This S&P has not budged. Like it pulled back 2 points from that high. Nasdaq dumped from 140 down to 115. Trying to run right now. I filled one lot. Outstanding. Fucking amazing.
We're still holding the 18, Michael?
That was a freaking
Nice.
legendary breakout move on S&P. Someone was asking about Sierra chart. What strategy do I use when trading Sierra chart volume profile? Yeah, Sierra chart like is just a platform. I just use the same quote unquote strategy and system that I would in any market condition, or yeah, any platform I meant to say. Yeah, Brandon, if I can go back in time, I'd probably buy a better price than 18,000. But if I was only limited to go back in time 10 hours, I don't think I have a choice now, do I? This NAS back in the highs, there's some buyers that are kind of trapped at between 140 145 on the NAS. I only have one. I don't know what I'm going to do with this. Up like 25 points at that point, but the S&P traded 23 just then.
Yep.
We got one measly lot left on my SPX calls that expire today. The question is, do I just YOLO it or do I just cut it? To YOLO or not to YOLO? Let's see if we can buy NAS again though. I try to fill some NAS at 1. Okay, well maybe not actually. I'd like to fill some NAS at 110, but this market kind of just told me to F off. Let's see. Where did the S&P open? Like 18 or some shit? 16? Okay, I filled some NAS long. Round 2.
I haven't tried any trades yet. I don't know why. Is that just lack
It
of
looks like shit,
aggression,
man.
I don't like anything. Right? I know, right? I'll see. We'll see.
We'll see, indeed.
Sellers getting active here. The S&P 500 goes sell 19.
Yeah. Is it gonna be one of those days where it's just like shallow pullback day?
Yeah,
No,
that's what it looks like right now.
Like buy 18. Let's see. Bought this NAS again, but like the S&P here, if it starts actually turning, then I'm shit in trouble. Because S&P's at these highs now. Like, I think it's got a longer way to drop. Let's check some of these individual names. Nvidia just exploding higher. Nice. SMC
500 selling, 17 half. 500 go bid. Thinking about trying it here at 18 is just like 500 went bid right now, kind of struggling.
Yeah, I think it's like a shallow pullback here.
500 is trying to offer now 19. Offer chasing. They filled the offer. I'm not seeing any reactive upside to try to get behind. If I see it here, like 18 is a good level. They kind of held it before. Oh.
Yeah, man, this might be like the shallow pullback you get, these like 18s on the S&P, and then you just swing this shit higher. What a day. Did you get a long 18, Fetty, on ES?
I filled two, like the two aggressive lots, but like most of it didn't get it filled, honestly. Like, it's still long Nasdaq?
Yeah.
Nice, nice.
It's kind of struggling right now.
Yeah, if S&P struggle to put in a higher high here, it's just they start to get worried. It's like
Yeah.
that pullback can really take you all the way down to like 10, 510, 505, and you'll still be bullish trying to buy dips.
I know. This S&P is
It's
running
pushing.
nice though, like good long.
Let's up, yeah. So if you guys got a full fill, it's maybe try to cut some here. Just gonna run these, see what I get. I didn't get a full fill, so.
You know, it's guaranteed, Michael, to say, have you heard of MSA when you don't get a full fill?
MSA. I love it, man.
Maybe I should start MSAing and just go full fill at the area that I want it to be filled at. Oh, Nasdaq sucks, dude. Nasdaq into that like 20, they just keep getting trapped on the long.
S&P a lot stronger right now. Nasdaq keeps pulling down.
Target 6K. S&P. Let's see. ES make new highs. I don't know how accurate this is, but it says the POC just shifted up to this 21.75. They're holding a fat offer to these highs right now, man.
Yeah. No, S&P had like a nasty offer right now too, from like 22 down.
Yeah, this Nasdaq just took me out as well. Oh, fuck, I think I'm late on that. I'm out on this Nas. Maybe I wait to this 070, 075. That ES when it offered, I feel like I was too slow to short that 21. Dun, dun, dun. Well, look at that. Reactive bidder on these 13s. I'm gonna try to get along this NAS, maybe the S&P as well. I can fill NAS down into that 0.60 area. $0.55, $0.60 would be nice on NQ. On the S&P, you can see these guys are starting to hold a decent bit into this area. Maybe I'd try some longs here. Into this like 14. Move these stops a little. The shit is this? Oh, one fill? Market's rigged. Where is Michael? Michael, what should I have done? Should have MSA'd. Stupid me. Stupid idiot. It is hella decent bit into this area.
Coming.
I don't know, yeah, coming in kind of aggressively into this.
Oh yeah, I tried it. Like, didn't take profit, got taken out at break even. Pretty much like stupid management of the trade. I'm just looking for the qualification again if it bounces. I don't want to leave like the orders here.
Fair enough.
It kind of fails to put a higher high or even a run to the top every time. So it's just that kind of makes me cautious with the management.
Yeah, the continuity of that bid when it came in this first time when it popped up into that 19 was kind of dicey. I don't know, you start getting into like 1920, maybe start to cut some in there. Like I got filled on that NASDAQ, it's up like 25, almost 30 points. I don't know, it's not a bad idea to maybe trim. ES back into this like 18 or so, like, shit, what do I do? Along to the dong! NASDAQ up, very nice actually. Oh fuck, I like that. Maybe cut some of this NAS. This ES kind of dicking around this like point of control, which isn't like super attractive for these longs. I don't know, I say manager and when you get into these 18s, 19s on the ES. I'm kind of just like risking some overnight profits to see if this move has some juice, so if I get stopped out, that's on me at that point. This NASDAQ 085, like these guys 085, 090, this is like a huge pivotal area. If we go like bid from this region here, like you got the juice to the upside. If these guys get offered here, I think fucking run. So I'm cutting decent bits of positioning on this NAS. ES too, like
Struggling into the 18, but it keeps bidding into that big negative delta, so kind of like reassuring to an extent. But they keep like you need to get above here. Poke that high around 24.
yeah. I might try and.
I like it. Nasdaq is doing good, so why can't S&P follow? You know.
Nasdaq is just struggling at this like 0.85, 0.90 on the NQ, so I'm like, I really gotta go bid through that. This S&P kind of sucks.
Yeah.
Nasdaq failing to. These offers that come in like 300 on the offer into these 18s on the S&P, shit, Nasdaq offers between 0.80 0.90 now. Yeah. There's a lot of volume that's built up on in these markets into these highs right now, and like the failure to continue with further bidding is a little worrying in a sense for my positioning. What's a Friday without just rinsing a new all-time high into the close of the day with very limited pullbacks, huh?
Yeah. Tell them, Vic.
I'm trying,
Tell
but
them.
no one's listening to me.
Where's the Friday rally that I was promised?
No,
It's not
no.
here
I
yet.
assume
All I
that.
see is me getting long.
Yeah, I know. No one else is getting along with me.
Painful.
This is bullshit. I don't like this that much. I think if you're in this trade, you had multiple chances to take some juice off this. For some reason, when I don't like manage these positions well, people get like triggered at me. Nas failed at that
Yeah.
085, 090. That's what I was saying. So a major, major pivotal area for that asset. So I was cutting that one, but I wasn't necessarily cutting the S&P, and the S&P might come to bite me in the ass now, to be honest with you guys. This is what it's all about.
I kind of like the S&P long. This one, leaving this one is just that, you know, kind of the weaknesses in Nasdaq is weighing it down. But the entry was good. Like 12 to 15 was a level that I had marked from prior. You know, they held that area twice on a bit, so that's good. It's just Nasdaq need to start, you know, bouncing up. It is doing that now. S&P needs to get above 18, 19 to release more upsides. It's just one of those trades where you kind of sit down and forget. It's not much going on order flow wise.
Order flow my ass. Send this thing higher. This market sucks. Nice, one of these got filled. There's some profit, but they're not really moving much higher because like Nasdaq's just like back into these lows after failing like time and time again. 080, 090. Like I don't know. I'll pull these like two stops up here because like I don't think it's worth that much of the risk. Like one was taken off at some profit right now. Like I'm not trying to get trapped and fucked, honestly. Yeah, you got some what's it called? Some resistance based on large market participants have accumulated here into these 18s to 19s. Yeah, my Sierra chart is still kind of effed up, to be honest with you, Michael. And that's like, you have one job. Run through that 090. Let's go! Champion of the world. And that's like, you suck, bro. I just try to cut one more off here into that 20 area. And last one, we YOLO.
Nice S&P. Let's go.
Nasdaq like holds this area. I still have some long on Nas, but like they gotta fling it back above 0.90 like above 100. Otherwise, this is like complete shit. I don't know. I might be done trading after this morning session for the rest of the day. Like, I don't. If this goes into highs,
It's
it
too
goes into
slow.
highs. Yeah. Otherwise, like, I
Yeah, it's
don't.
too slow.
I don't want to try to catch the tops on this and be like, I faded the all-time high for the 17th time and actually caught it.
That's glory. What do you mean?
Only real legends know about that one. Like me fading yesterday. And then I got long after I got stopped out, so like it's fine.
That sounds a lot like me, honestly. But I freaking like I got short too, and I was like, I think prior to news, I took a 2 point slippage, and those one
Oh
hurt.
shit. The reason why I got long the S&P into this like 14 area 15 is because like I saw a reactive buyer step in there after like all that selling had transpired, all of that selling, it was down like 8-9 points. After all that selling came through, right? We came in, they get a little trapped. Some big sellers come into that like 14, 13. They rebid right away, right? 400, 500 buyers step in. They like pop it up. So I'm like, okay, this is a pretty decent order flow level. At the same time, like I was queuing up NASDAQ. NASDAQ had a lot of buyers that accumulated around that 0.50, 0.55 area yesterday. So I was like, oh shit, this looks like a great potential for a double long here. And then NASDAQ running into 0.90 constantly and failing, which I don't love, right? There's a big accumulation of buyers that got trapped in that area. So like Nasdaq really needs to get above this area. It's like a pivotal area for the day if we're gonna go and see some of that buy side. But the buyers are getting kind of weak here, right? I'm like out of two of those lots. If the last one gets taken out at like plus like a point and a bit, almost 2 points on this ES, like so be it.
Is 80 a bad short on Nasdaq? Well, it's too late now.
I think between like 0.80 and 0.90 on Nasdaq probably is the threshold for these sellers. Like how many times are you gonna hit this level and like sell off of it? Like you can't go up. Like
Yeah.
I've taken most of that Nasdaq long off from that like 0.60 area into that like 0.85 because like it just kept freaking failing. But if it takes me out at like -10 on the last one, so be it. I'm just trying to see if they can get that thing back above there, but I don't know. I think they start getting a little trapped into these highs, and like some of these sellers are coming in. It's just like if this thing turns and we see some more downside, I think it's just going to be mainly lack of buyers more so than like aggressive sellers. If this thing goes up to like 21, 22 on the ES and like someone just like throws on just the biggest sell I've seen of all time, I'll short it. But otherwise, I don't really care. Like I've made some coin today. Like it's Friday. I don't necessarily want to stick around here to see the end of the day, even if it drops another like 20, 30 points to the downside. But like it is getting a little top heavy. I missed that chance. You see that like at 21 3/4, there was like a 700 market seller comes in, dumps this thing. These guys are getting stuck into that top. Like as I was looking at it trying to click, it just already started running. I think that might have been the move of the day. I feel like I would have been like fairly calm with that open short, right? I'm okay with this open long right now. Like two of these lots already got taken out for some profit. Whatever happens here happens. It's just the Nasdaq looks like ass. Like I'm long both, but I've already scaled out enough so that like whatever happens here, it's not gonna nuke me. What did I use to see buyers at the level I along the DOM, the depth of market? Like market buyers and market sellers that come in on reactions. Fridays don't generally have to be flat, nor do they have to have some kind of catalyst to have a more expansive move. Like we've seen multiple Fridays in a row just freaking run up. We're at a new all-time high. I expect these guys to keep buying this. I don't know. If we end flat today, like I don't really care too much, but the general consensus has been Friday, just buy it and freaking walk away. What time frame are my charts? This is a range chart, so it doesn't really matter what the time frame is because I mainly use like profiles and the DOM. Like time frames, they're fairly arbitrary figures, realistically. I don't think there's going to be too much upside expected on the rest of this move. Nasdaq back into lows, like I don't know, nuke it.
Yeah, nice move to the downside here. Nasdaq was low.
Like yeah, I don't know.
There's a divergence there today. It's like S&P's holding, but Nasdaq's pretty weak. So I think honestly, I think S&P continues the upside move. Just
with the ES,
kind of holding.
Like they just keep buying into like the 19s, 20s, and like shit all happens. Like no continuation. They get trapped, pullback. Like Nasdaq keeps butting its head from the 085, 090. Like that's. Did you short that level, Fetty?
Yeah, I tried the short.
Okay, I'm out of this. The last of the NAS and the ES like completely flat. New lows on NAS.
Are you considering like a third long in S&P, Vic?
Not really. I don't know. I feel like I'm kind of done with this thing. It's moved like 6 points today.
Yeah, that's low. Also, like, how many times am I gonna try? Like, I tried it twice here already. Every time I kind of scalp it, like, I take a couple of points, then I take risk off quickly. But it doesn't really go anywhere, so
Yeah.
it's kind of helping. It's better than taking full-on risk, honestly. You know, you would rather, like, rinse and repeat around the level rather than... I'm trying the third shot here.
You getting long?
Who's long? Yeah.
Shit, go for it. If it goes to new highs, I'm not in it. Solid trade, yeah. Thanks, Laurent. I don't know. if this goes now, like, that's fine. It's gonna go without me. Like the Nas, if Nas goes, whatever. Like I don't know. I won't be in it. Clearly. I don't love this upside. They just keep buying into shit and like nothing's happening. I'll run the early exit. I wonder what like big tech is doing. Let's go back to some of these just out of interest. I don't have any positioning on this. Nvidia, red on the day. Apple just kind of sucks. Enjoy Creed Buddha. If you guys are off for the week, enjoy the weekend. I think like thanks for also Creed Buddha. Thanks for the comments on YouTube here. Appreciate it. I don't know, man. Right now it's just like choppy sloppy. They hold, they don't. It's like I don't know. Like some of the people on YouTube were saying, there's not really too much event or news that comes out today, which is like fine. I get that. There's not too much volume in this market either. Like I feel like today was, I wouldn't say super easy, but it was solid to have like one trade, two trades, and then just like walk away from this. Like I don't want to get too active realistically into the afternoon. I feel like this is like the potential for a kind of chop to downside day starts to increase. Let me turn on the light. It's getting late here. But like the potential for a day that is a little more sideways to downside I think is starting to shape up realistically. The buyers have evaporated from this market. What's going on right now is just constant reoffer. If you're short that Nasdaq from that like 080 area, great work. I didn't reverse this. I think it has probably some more downside realistically. One of the main areas under this 0.50 is going to be 0.15s. I think that's a solid target. Is that your only trade today, Fatty? Or no, you Did you have S&P?
Sorry, say that again.
Was the Nasdaq your only trade today?
No, I tried the S&P long a couple of times around 15 as well.
No, okay, cool.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be going on YouTube Live again. In at 11:30, I'll talk about a topic: smart money concepts. It's there's some interesting things in there that I would like to talk about, and then we'll talk about more of the trade plan and system that I use in comparison. Yeah, I don't know. Whoever noticed like 20 getting stuck on the ES, great work. Like, I think there was an opportunity for me to look for a short somewhere into those areas. I'm just glad I got out of that long because it just wasn't going. And I'm kind of, for now, done with looking to snipe these longs. I just leave this thing alone.
There's a piece here in the South China Morning Post just notes that Christian Dior has postponed its mega event fashion show in Hong Kong, with S&P sources noting the company says that management of the company has decided to postpone the event in the face of China's economic uncertainties. It's quite an interesting one there in the luxury space.
Sam. If this goes rippy mode, that's fine. Freaking hairs in my mouth.
Obviously, just given the increased focus on Nvidia this week post earnings, some people just acknowledging that Nvidia is now back down below $800 per share, has been seen as a key level for the stock. Just making you aware on price action there for Nvidia.
The no follow throughs at these like specific areas is what you want to run away from on days like today. Take the monies and run.
Yeah, that's true.
It's not always about like breaking
Just
the bank every
slow.
single day, you know.
Yeah. Just a little too choppy, not the ideal, market environment to have a lot of day trades and one or two trades on call it. Just now I'm really curious, like, is it gonna go up at the end of all of that, or are we just gonna unfold to the downside?
I think these buyers have
Nasdaq has
evaporated.
been pretty weak. Yeah, Nasdaq looks pretty weak as well. It keeps bouncing off the 80 down into 40, then bouncing back up. Sideways action right now, but I'm curious. Like, are we gonna push lower? I tried that short again on Nasdaq, but like took a full stop on the S&P on that move lower, didn't tighten, so it's just what the.
The hedge trade. Long S&P, short Nas, wrong on both. Legend.
Yeah.
People keep asking about the range chart I use. Like, it's like this is like a 12 tick. It's like the only reason why I have a range chart here is because I share it when we go live every morning, so like people have like a decent understanding of like where the market actually is and like how the market's moving. Otherwise, it has like very little relevance to the way that I trade or like what I use it for and how I trade. Honestly, like it's just a 12 tick range. curious as to what's going on here. IWM, like, even throughout all that running up, I feel like like nothing happened on this. I like short swings on IWM for like May, even April, May. What is it? Now we can call it March. February is almost over. Like, let me see. Hold on, someone's asking me what the hell. Someone's asking me about some strikes. What the fuck? What was I gonna do? I was gonna look at IWM calls
Or Barclays,
or
a
puts.
US judge, but Barclays must face part of a shareholder lawsuit in relation to its $77 billion worth of a debt sale blunder. So again, the US judge ruling Barclays must face some of that suit. Not seeing any immediate move in shares though.
So I'm looking at these options for IWM. Someone's asking me about SMCI options. Like, shit, I don't know. Today is February 23rd, April 19th. $193 puts bottom of the distribution aren't even that expensive. Like, oh shit, you can get them maybe for like $350 on IWM. Maybe not $350, maybe like $370, $360. How do memorize the DOM, though? Are you more focused on the DOM plus footprint? No, I don't use the footprint at all, actually. I use the depth of market. Like, want to elaborate on that question? How do I memorize the DOM? Like, I wouldn't say that I memorize every trade that comes onto the DOM. Hey, nothing's even happening right now on this. Nasdaq's not doing anything either, is it?
No, it's still hanging around the range between 80 and 40. And both are just too sideways to trade, honestly, too slow.
What if I sell some calls for today on the SPX? Well, Nvidia back under 800. I wonder how Google's doing actually. How do I keep track of what I see? Oh, Google's doing okay. How do I keep track of what I see on the DOM? Um, like delta helps a lot. Like when you have a delta that builds up on the DOM, it gives you good imbalances at certain areas, like positive or negative. That helps you track it. Um, and I don't like I like when I see big numbers, like something like it, like very very big. It's one noticeable on the delta front, and two, like I don't know, it kind of just like sticks out in my mind. If someone like buys like 2,000 lots at like market, right? That's a level that you generally remember, I would say, right? That's an area that just like sticks out in my mind. You could write, some people write it down sometimes, right? But I think delta can help you track it a decent bit better if you have a crappy memory. I don't know. Which TV indicators am I using? This is just a volume profile, honestly. I don't really use any indicators. Like that's it. Like at the bottom, this is just like a market internal. Or no, this is a trin that I was just like it doesn't I don't know. I don't really use it to be honest, but um I use like some market internal oscillators like like SQN for example, or like a Z score, very basic. Like a Z score is just a standard deviation thing. But that's like for like long term stuff, like things that I'm like looking to hold for a while or like massive swings. But it's just a volume profile, right? It does the job. The other ones like they're more for me trying to buy dips on like assets I would like to own for a while rather than like trade them.
Russian envoy says the US sanctions will not make the nation give up on protecting its interests, according to Rare.
Yeah, the thing with like Apex, if you have an account, the only way to work with Sierra is use Rhythmic. Rhythmic's data is kind of meh, but it's not bad, honestly. I don't know. If you have like a billion different programs, adding one more might be kind of a pain in the ass. Which volume profile has the right side of that, the bid and ask volume? This is like a delta attached to the volume profile. What was it called in TradingView? Trademaster Light. Volume profile will delta. The fucking Trademaster. This market looks like butt. I don't know. I'm still looking at these SPX calls to sell, but like, I don't know, like 0 days or something. Get like pennies on the dollar for them. Just type in volume profile or Trademaster Light and you'll find it. This market, like, it looks weak. Like you're getting constant bids that just get evaporated. Like I'm not short the Nas. Like I wish I reversed it there, but right now, like I'm not buying this shit. Michael, you can make your own nickname. Thoughts on Bookmap? I don't know. I've never used Bookmap like and like I don't really I don't really think it's like that super useful. Like you can find the same shit on Sierra charts honestly or any other platform. Like Bookmap it just shows you like big juicy bubbles, no? Like I don't know. The thing with Rhythmic is kind of it's always been kind of wonky if you're using it as a data provider. But like people mentioned in the chat, Sierra Chart plus Denali, that's like the data that you'll have to use. I don't think you can use the Rhythmic data. Rhythmic is just going to be the the order routing. In terms of different platforms, like there's a lot of different opinions and views on them. They offer like a lot of different things, but like I think personally, the oh shit. Okay, look, like wait, someone buys 4,000 lots at 510. Like that's a lot, right? That's something worth noting. But in terms of shit, do I buy this? In terms of
I'm trying.
you're buying it.
Yeah, I'll try it one more
Yeah,
time.
whatever. Fuck the platforms. Let's talk.
I'm
Let's look
still
at this.
running the Nasdaq short, so it's kind of.
You're sure Nasdaq? Where's Nasdaq trading?
Nasdaq's trading 36 now, broke below the 40, 37. Previous point of control from yesterday's session. I think Nasdaq bounces from here, honestly. And S&P tries the same.
I don't really want to put too much risk on, to be honest with you. Maybe I just load some MES. I don't know.
Like, good, that's good. MES is old.
I don't know. I'm kind of mentally exhausted from this, but like they bought like a shitload here. I feel like it's worth like 2 contracts if I can pick up a little dip on this, on the minis. Fuck it, why not?
Just in the FX space, one thing acknowledging the dollar just getting back up about 104 marks, so slightly shy of the earlier 104.55. Just putting its head back above the figure, which is seeing some pressure re-emerge against peers across the board. Overall, where they are fairly contained and haven't differed too far from the neutral mark.
Slow.
Nez traded what, like 20-ish? It didn't trade down at 15, did it? Sheet.
From the US Fiscal Crunch piece in Axios is a scoop from them, noting that a group of top House Democrats is said to be warning the House Speaker and other leaders not to give in to the Freedom Caucus poison pill or similar in the bill, according to
Michael, maybe he needs another 4K, so I'm gonna throw another 4,000 lots on the buy.
For an update, the article does add that announcement on the bill arrived over the weekend, according to their sources.
What other shit was I looking at? Some precious metals. No, my neck. There was some assets that I want to take a look at.
Yeah, it's pretty weak.
I might have I was gonna say I might have prematurely gotten into this without too much more information, but like these guys, like the good thing is they'll try to hold a bit around the area, at least like a bit, like 09 to 11. Kind of a slower day. Whatever. You get that much size, like if they can keep just like buying into it, even like a point lower, they'll probably sustain the area. Like my entry might have been kind of shit, to be honest, but
Selling is like even chasing price down now, 9.75 for 400 on the offer. There's just more selling. About like 5K on the bid, like at 510. I don't know, it was worth a shot.
I know. They're trying to sustain it.
Yeah.
Well, thanks, Billy. I appreciate that. A comment left there. Am I rooted in market profile? More so like volume profiles. I look at market profiles a lot as well, but the VP helps me a lot. Market profiles VPs help me understand the auction of the market. All right. If this is the low of the day, go to 51.30.
Come on, push. I want to see more buyers. It's thin on the way up, and I don't like that.
Yeah.
Porsche just reporting we were about the Porsche car maker, which Porsche does.
I should have had my eyes closer on the NAS, honestly. We trade into the 0.20, like, fuck, they bid it right away. I don't know why I keep looking at Apple. I feel like Apple wants to tell me something, but... I'm just, like, circling through these magnificent sevens. Tesla looks like ass. Ugh. Yeah, the magnificent one, whole market being supported by Nvidia. Reason, but I completely forget what the hell I was doing here.
IWM puts or something?
Yeah, I was looking at that, but I think it was something else. Like shit, now I can't remember.
You wanna host Boxy up for a couple, Vic?
Yeah, sure. I'm obviously not gonna get anything into my memory for this. I get stopped on this. This market's rigged. That's how it works, right? Can't remember. Oh shit. Yeah, I'm out of this. It's worth a shot for me. And I was wrong. It's okay. This is what I don't like about this. Like, if they like rotate around this area and they get stuck and get and bid up again, I don't want to keep trying to buy this. After this 4,000 buyer was let go, pretty flat numbers today.
One second, let's see, I'll just put those numbers. Give me 1 second.
All right, Barbara. See you later. Have a good weekend.
Okay, thank you, Voxy, for the numbers. Appreciate it. You want to do a wrap up on oil?
I do.
Awesome.
So the oil market trended down for the early part of the morning, and then we went sideways about 10. And now we've come back to the VWAP and it's starting to press up. So if you get a convincing break of the VWAP to the upside and the retrace, you can get long with some confidence. Trend traders' returns are long. So pretty good push up. We just need to see what it's going to do with the VWAP. Whatever you do, monitor your risk, trade like a trade pro, preserve that capital. Gentlemen, thank you for another great week. Hope you, Barbara, and all of Trade Pro Academy has a great rest of today and a great weekend. And we'll see everybody on Monday. Ciao.
Thank you, Bucks. See, 65% on life positive guys and 80% on sims. Like short, 4 or 5 points each time. It was a good area to scalp off. I just like tried that long too many times on S&P today, honestly. But still in good shape. So I'm curious to hear any feedback from you. As far as the market wrap up, I think like 505, you start accepting below the 500. Then it's like into more chicken put on 2 or before the Vic. Still.
Holy shit! I don't know if that was just me or if your audio was just completely nuked, but it was like just showing me like one word at a time.
Yeah, you kind of cut off too. I'm not sure if it's from my end or your end. But go ahead and just take it from
I
here.
was just saying, like here, yeah, those guys got like super long at that 10. I liked it, like for a little shot. Maybe I was a little early, but when they that after that first long and they just kept getting trapped into like 20 on the ES and they just kept fumbling and fumbling. I think that was the moment to go short. Like with Nasdaq as well, the thing offers from the 80, from the 90, and I was like, okay, like that's like the huge pivot. They couldn't break above. We're trading like 80 points lower right now. This thing is just like I don't want to be a buyer. Want to be a buyer realistically. We're below an area where the Nasdaq's just getting beat up. You're starting to see a large reversal here in the lack of buying, also like more aggressive shorts. Like I said, after that like first ES trade, I didn't want to be too active in this market realistically. I saw this guy, I was like, you know what? I'll risk some profits, like a smaller positioning to see if these buyers are that real. They were holding it out for a bit, but like I don't know. When they came into the reoffer here, I don't want to be a buyer right now. Like, I'm just gonna let this thing go. Maybe even done on the day. I don't have any shorts on. That Nasdaq was looking super juicy. It's just like fumbling and fumbling right now. The last area for this Nasdaq to hold that long was like 0.50. It's kind of under that area right now, and it's kind of getting shit on. So I don't really love these longs. Very nice reversal. I was late on the idea of the reversal into that 23 on the ES. Someone like sold 700 immediately gets reoffered. So I think that we're in a transition moment right now. I think that these markets have some pulling down to do. IWM too, I like those swings on the short side, maybe even a little day trade punt on the short side, see if these guys can complete some of the auction to the downside. So I'll stream again in about 30 minutes here on YouTube. Hope to see you all there. We'll discuss some things, but let's see what we get into the afternoon session at TradePro. But I'm not really looking for longs. I think we've canceled those longs for a while now, and we're seeing some decent downside in this market. I think the acceptance lower is justified here. And yeah, slower session. I didn't really have too much. So let's go from there. I'll see you all in a bit. Enjoy. Lance, we're on YouTube, our YouTube channel. Right, I mentioned it a few times. All right, take care, everyone.
Recording stopped.